Today, we're going to talk about dryness at midlife. Dry eyes, dry skin, dry hair, vaginal dryness, nails that are dry or ridged, that crack, that split, that break. If you have hangnails, even if your poop is dry, I'm going to explain what it is from an Eastern medicine perspective and what you can do. I'm going to talk about specific foods from an Eastern medicine perspective to help you with that dryness so you get more lubrication, more healthy glow, just feel more lubricated all through your perimenopause and menopause. So welcome. My name is Angela Warburton. I am an Eastern medicine practitioner. I've been practicing for over 25 years, and I'm here to help you as a midlife woman transition this time with more ease, with more grace, with holistic, time-tested resources. I use a lot of food, essential oils, lifestyle, free therapies that you can be using at home to help rebalance, but mostly it's to help you understand your body and what the symptoms mean and get some control back about for yourself and what you're doing and know what you're doing so you can feel better. So today it's all about dryness. So your body, in Eastern medicine, we look at the body like an ecosystem. Everything affects everything else. Nothing stands alone. It's not, we don't compartmentalize it like you would a mechanic in a car, like, oh, my carburetor's not working and we'll just fix the carburetor. If one thing's off, it's going to impact the whole system. So no one needs to tell you that. If you've been feeling emotionally upset about something, it affects you physically. If you have pain, it affects you emotionally. How we live, how we eat, everything affects. So we really look at rebalancing coming from that place. And what we're really looking for when we want to bring balance back is looking for patterns in the body. The body's talking all the time through symptoms. Every single symptom that you have means something, and there's a reason for it. There's not only a reason for it, but that means there's also a solution for it. This is what I work on with women around their menopause body type, really helping you understand the symptoms and what they mean. And so no two people are the same. And that's why no one treatment, one herb, one diet works for everyone, because some people will thrive, but other people, it's not working for their particular body type or pattern. And so we really want to always get to the root of what's going on. Why is that imbalance there? And then when we treat that root, all the little symptoms get better. So when we're looking at dryness, we'd say in Eastern medicine, it relates to the blood in the body. So it is very similar to how we think about blood that comes out of our veins when we're giving blood or getting blood or we're taking blood. But it has a little bit more than just that. And it's not necessarily, when we say someone's depleted in blood or blood deficient, it's not necessarily related to anemia, but it definitely can be. So that can be part of it. So blood is a very lubricant, nourishing substance in the body. It pairs up with what we say chi. So chi is the moving, circulating energy in the body, but blood is a substance. So it's the thing that brings nourishment, nutrients to all our different organs, to our skin. It gives our cheeks that rosy glow. It gives our skin moisture, our hair shine, our skin shine. We say blood. When the blood is good, we have ample, proper redness. When we look at tongues in Chinese medicine, the tongue will be pinky red in color. That means we have good blood quality and the circulation is good. If we're depleted in blood, it's going to show up in lots of different ways. We're going to be pale. Might be someone who has not a lot of color in their cheeks. Your nail beds might be pale. Your lips might be pale. And if you pull down your eyelids under there, it might be pale as well. And because you're not getting as much lubricant in your body, you're going to feel dry. And so there's a couple of reasons this can come. You could have lost blood for sure. My brother actually had a big nosebleed at one point he lost pints of blood. And so he had to actually it took some time to build that blood back up. Most women, if you're menstruating, you could have a very heavy cycle. And so you could be losing a lot of blood every month, and that could make you blood deficient. It can also come from poor diet, not actually getting the building blocks to build your blood. Only way that we're alive, the only reason your body has nutrients is from the food that we eat. It'll pull from resources, and if we're not eating well or burning the candle at both ends, it will pull. It will pull from our bones. It will pull from anywhere it can, but there's a point when we're just going to go into overdraft. So diet's really important. Lifestyle as well. There are some things that will deplete the blood, and we overwork, overmove, that's going to deplete the blood as well. In Eastern medicine, most people have heard of that yin-yang balance. Blood is part of that yin system. Yin is the system that's more of the resting, the digesting, the parasympathetic. It's more of the substance, where yang system is more of the action. And so estrogen and progesterone is part of the yin system. So if you're depleted in blood, it doesn't mean you're necessarily depleted in estrogen, but sometimes estrogen is a very juicy, nourishing hormone. And if we're depleted in that, we'll often be dry as well. So we don't talk about hormones in the exact same way in Eastern medicine, but they're relevant and the same things will happen in the body. And we have answers for that. So long-term, if your blood is depleted, it will affect this yin system. So first and foremost, what can you do to rebalance it? You want to make sure you're eating high quality foods. Definitely, you want foods that are as fresh as possible, as close to the ground as it came out of the ground or picked off the tree. That's where you want to get it, versus something that's been processed and doesn't have a lot of nutrients in it. So we say nutrient empty or empty caloried foods, where you're getting calories, but there's not a lot of life force in them. So that's number one. I'm going to talk about some specific blood builders in a second. But the second thing is, you want to eat the food, the good food, but you want to make sure that your body can actually absorb it. One of the foundations to healthy hormones is it starts in our gut. And so if you're eating great food, but you're not able to absorb it, that's not going to get into your cells. So, and what I mean by not absorbing it means like you have leaky gut, you get bloated after you eat, you have loose bowels, or you're just not able to absorb the nutrients. So we want to make sure that what we're eating, we're able to break it down, get the nutrients, that's going to send it out to our body. So those are a few little foundations. These are little nuggets, little things you can do, simple wisdom, but if you put it into practice over time, it will make a huge difference. So now a couple of foods that are naturally going to build your blood. So we look at foods not only having nutritional value, but properties. So some foods are more warming, some are more cooling, some are more drying, some are more moistening. And so we'd say these more moistening and blood building foods, they're going to build the blood. And so just if you think of the balance, if you have someone who's really hot all the time and you're adding more hot foods in, you're going to send the body more off of balance. But if you're hot all the time and add more cooling foods in, you're going to bring balance back. So if we're really dry, we want to be eating foods that are more moistening and going to build the blood, versus ones that are drying and going to deplete that moisture. Coffee, alcohol, refined foods, or processed foods are going to deplete and dry out the body. All right, so some of the foods, and this is where I love science meets ancient medicine, because what we know, Eastern medicine has been around for thousands of years. They figured these things out empirically by watching people, observing nature, people in nature, observing the body and the properties of food and matching them up. And so, but we know now through science that it's actually true, and we know why that these foods nourish. So some simple foods to build: beets. Actually, if you look at the color of the beets, they're very similar color to blood, but the beets will actually build the blood. Green foods have the exact same structure as a red blood cell, minus the iron in the middle. There's a little bit of a non-heme iron, but greens will build the blood. So they have the same blood structure and very moistening when you eat them. And think of like spinach or something like that. A lot of moisture in the spinach. So that actually brings back a lot of moisture in the body. Nettles are another food that really builds, as well as microalgae or seaweeds. Seaweeds are one of my favorite foods, super high in nutrients, really, really good for building the blood and for building mineral levels in the body. Goji berries, really, really helpful for dryness, particularly if you have dry eyes. They're really nourishing. And then cherries, another great food that builds the blood. It's actually one of my clients. She said she was Polish descent, and she said right after a mom gives birth in Poland, they'll feed her cherries to help replenish the blood that she lost. So there you go. If you eat meat, you can also eat liver, sweet rice, also another one that builds the rice from an Eastern medicine perspective. So there you go. So get a variety, but eat some of these blood building foods every day. Make sure you can absorb it. And I promise you, over time, these little things make a huge difference. And yeah, and then you can look forward to more glowy, radiant skin, healthy hair, healthy nails, dryness, be gone. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, hit like. If you want more content like this, I offer videos every week. And if you know another woman who's dry and might appreciate this, please forward it on. I'm really here to help you with really practical, simple tips that you can apply every day and make your body feel better, make you feel better and a little more empowered during this incredibly powerful time of life through midlife, perimenopause, and menopause. Thank you for being here. I will see you next time.